This week on Aaron Outdoors. Hello everyone, welcome once again to Aaron Outdoors. We continue our whitetail deer hunting action on today's show as Blake's up to bat. It's the second day of the season. Brett and Blake are out after some velvet bucks. A cool front has just pushed through and they're trying this new stand out to see what happens. Let's check it out now.
Well, it's September the 5th here. It's the second day of season. Brett and I are going in for an evening sit here on our farm. As you saw yesterday, Brett killed his biggest buck ever. I think what it ended up scoring?
It was 155 and 5/8 gross.
So, really nice velvet buck yesterday for us on opening day. We're going in tonight really with no high expectations or anything, just wanting to go and sit over one of these bean fields and see what all we can see. We did have a new buck show up last night that had already shed his velvet. Looked like a pretty nice mature 10-pointer. And of course we're primarily targeting the buck we call Big D. He's a 6.5-year-old buck, and then another buck we called K10. So it's another really good buck up here. But like I said, we're just going to go up here and sit. And of course we got kind of a little mist going right now. We're going to hope that it kind of fades off as the evening goes. But it's deer season here in Kentucky. You can't ask for anything more. We're headed in for the evening sit.
Dropped my bow out of the tree. It come up undone from my pull-up rope, so I had to go back down and get it. So it's been a good start to the day. Hopefully we'll see a deer. Alright guys, we just got settled in here for the evening sit. We got in here a little later than we anticipated. We had some pretty thick mist that we held off coming to the stand because we didn't want to get all of our camera equipment wet coming in. But it's kind of let off here and we've slipped in, but it's pretty humid. But last time we had similar weather conditions, we had bucks on their feet. And we had the one, in particular, one buck that we're hunting, Big D, was in here in this bean field. So we're set up, sitting tight. We're going to see what we see here tonight. Hopefully we can go 2 for 2 here in Kentucky on opening day and day 2, so stay with us. Alright guys, we hadn't even been here 30 minutes. We had a small buck come into the feeder on the other end of the bean field. It was the same buck that we've been seeing with Big D on our trail cameras. And then he eased off back into the woods. And the next field over, through some trees and a hay field, we saw what we think is Big D and that same small buck. But they ran back up into the woods. I think they're just pretty frisky with this weather, this front that we've had come through. So we still got a lot of time left in the hunt. Maybe they'll come through the beans here shortly. First scent of the year for me with a bow. I've seen my target buck.
This segment has been brought to you by Double X Tackle, makers of the original Clearboard, the lightest, best pulling planter boards available.
Hello, this is Ralph Stokely from Stokely's Marine. I'd like to invite you down to take a look at the all-new tracker boats, from the Pro Team 175 to the Pro Team 190 and the all-new Pro Team 195, rated for a 150 horsepower. Great fishability with features like recessed foot pedal, 8.5-foot rod boxes, the Revolution hull, to an aerated live well system that's unmatched. So come to Stokely's Marine. We're your authorized tracker boats dealer. We're 4 miles south of Fayette Mall on Nicholasville Road. Let's go to the lake.
They say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't reinvent the wheel. But we didn't listen. Instead, we built a brand that delivers category-leading gear for the best value. From the latest in ground-blind mesh technology to AI animal recognition and colorizing night photos. Like you, our passion is for hunting. And a piece of that passion can be found in every product we make. Home of the highest quality products for serious hunters.
Hunters, bring that elusive buck into your sights this deer season with Freak Factor, Lucky Buck Minerals' new long-range attractant. When mixed with corn, Freak Factor will make your feed corn last longer. Freak Factor is the weapon of choice to bring down that monster buck you've been chasing for months or even years. Freak Factor's spicy aroma will fill the air and create a scented roadmap for any buck around. Ask for Freak Factor anywhere Lucky Buck is sold.
Into the wind in the other direction. He's 500 yards, if not more, away from us now, working the opposite way. There's another bean field not too far off. I just knew he was going to come into this bean field. That was the last time we had a picture of him. But that's how it goes with this deer. He's always playing tricks on us. It's nice to see him at least on the first sit of the year, but I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get a better look at him, not that I didn't get a shot on him. I got a good look at him. There are binoculars there. Going away. I'm pretty sure it was him. I can't tell. It's the deer that he's hunted that it's been with all year. That small. Mostly hay for the last 7-8 years and complain about not seeing any deer out in the fields. So we started planting beans later on in the summer to have to hunt them over early season. And that deer just decided to eat that hay instead of come in here and eat these beans we worked so hard on. Anyway, we'll sit it out and see what happens.
After this front moves through and the rain stops, the bucks are on their feet. I hear some branches breaking back behind me on the ridge coming over the hill. I know it must be a pretty good buck coming into the food plot.
Well, we saw a lot of deer and some really nice bucks, but just not the one that we were in there after. We're hoping that he'll be in there the next time we go in.
Hello, this is Ralph Stokely from Stokely's Marine. I'd like to invite you down to take a look at the all-new tracker boats. From the Pro Team 175 to the Pro Team 190 and the all-new Pro Team 195, rated for a 150 horsepower. Great fishability with features like recessed foot pedal, 8.5-foot rod boxes, the Revolution hull, to an aerated live well system that's unmatched. So come to Stokely's Marine. We're your authorized tracker boats dealer. We're 4 miles south of Fayette Mall on Nicholasville Road. Let's go to the lake.
The Multus Perfect Deer Drag, the fastest and easiest way to handle a deer. With a compact and durable designed orange reflective strap for safety, the Deer Drag is a back and hand saver that has a 400-pound working load capacity, a product to move by hand or hands-free dragging. This is Blake Aaron from Aaron Outdoors, and I highly recommend Multus products because there's no bragging unless you're dragging. Visit deerdrag.com today.
They say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't reinvent the wheel. But we didn't listen. Instead, we built a brand that delivers category-leading gear for the best value. From the latest in ground-blind mesh technology to AI animal recognition and colorizing night photos. Like you, our passion is for hunting, and a piece of that passion can be found in every product we make. Home of the highest quality products for serious hunters.
Nice big craw.
Lake Cumberland in Russell County, Kentucky. Your next fishing destination is here. Visit us at lcvacation.com.
Well, thanks for watching Aaron Outdoors. Be sure to go to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all of our content, and be sure to go and follow us on all of our social media outlets as well.
Over the past few seasons, we've been putting in some scrape trees in our food plots, and the deer really love them.
Guys, we got our first scrape tree in the ground back there at one of our food plots right here. We're at our second one. As you can see kind of behind me, we're here in this bean field. We've had quite a bit of deer activity. You can see the beans are nipped off right in here, all throughout here, and it's wore down pretty well. We also have a couple of white oaks back there behind the camera that are dropping some acorns that the deer are eating on, we could see. So this is a good spot for this scrape tree. We've got a stand about 15 yards over here to my right. So we've got what we're going to do here. We're going to start with this post hole digger, get us a good hole started, and put this scrape tree down here. What we did with these scrape trees, we've got some pines behind Dad's house. We just cut off some limbs like we've done in the past. We'll trim them up to size, and they make really good scrape trees. The deer make scrapes under them, they rub on them. We get tons of pictures and videos over them all year round, so we're going to go ahead and get this second one in the ground. Works for a great tool to pull the dirt out with this post hole digger. All right, we just got the second scrape tree finished up. You can see right here behind me, we've got, like I said, these beans back here behind me, they're about to turn brown here in the next couple of weeks. But there's tons of deer sign right in here. That's some fresh deer poop. Of course, we've got the scrape tree right here. And if you walk with me over here, our stand's right over here. We got about a 20-yard shot there to the scrape tree. And then the deer just tearing up this old willow oak here with the scrape right underneath it, right underneath the stand. Well, we just put our fourth and final scrape tree in for the day. It's over my shoulder here in this wheat field. And this particular food plot, the stand's actually right over my shoulder. But we've got wheat that we planted here over top of some soybeans that we planted late that are still growing as well. Got the cornfield behind me, another little wheat field with some beans in it over here. Kind of comes to a little V right here where I'm standing right now with the standing corn. It's a great little funnel for these deer to use. Actually got a scrape right over there behind the camera, but hopefully these deer will use this scrape tree here this month and next month and come by for a perfect 20-25 yard shot. Putting in a scrape tree is pretty easy. There's really just a few simple steps. The first step is to pick you out a tree, whether it's a small sapling type tree that you find in the woods, or what we did, we just used some pine limbs that we cut. They work just the same. They hold scent very well. So find you a tree, cut it, or trim the limb off. Find a good place, and I recommend a food plot. Put it in there, and you're going to need some tools to dig with. We recommend, if you don't have an auger or something, we could have used one of those today, but we recommend these post hole diggers right here like this. And of course you've got this big rod tool here with the sharp end on one end, and then on this end you've kind of got just a little flat circle surface that you can kind of pound in the dirt around it to get a good solid base for your tree. After that, it's pretty much it. You just got 2 or 3 steps. Find you a tree, find you a spot for it, dig a hole, put it in the ground, and see the results. So, hey guys, it's Blake with Aaron Outdoors. Be sure to head on over to our YouTube page and click that subscribe button with notifications on so you can keep up with all the latest content. It's finally October and the buck sign is starting to show up everywhere on the farm. Usually around this time of year we like to transition our trail cameras over scrapes and rub lines from the food sources. The deer always seem to be hitting them this time of year, and it's a great way to get on a buck. Alright guys, we are putting up some cameras. Just took this camera right off this post right here. We've been having them over these beans. The deer have been hitting them pretty hard, but it's getting that time of year. They're going to turn here in the next couple of weeks. They're starting to hit the scrapes, and we've got a big scrape. We actually got a scrape right here underneath our stand. A good scrape started here, and we've got one that's just absolutely blown up right over here. If you want to come with me, I'm going to put this camera up over it since it's been used more. That's fresh. Yep, you can see this was probably last night, and it's wore out, and it's on a perfect 25 yard shot from our tree stand. So, get this hung up. Good to go. Alright guys, I'm checking this card right here. We've got it up over this little kill plot here that's full of wheat, and I had 41 videos just the last few days. So I got a lot of videos last week. Whenever I checked it, there was a lot of does eating in here of an evening before they were going out to the beans, it looked like. So there was a couple pretty nice bucks in here, nothing we would shoot, but there'll be some good bucks in here, especially when those beans turn here in the next week or two. Guys, right here's a sign. This is an acorn cap. We got a big oak tree right here that we actually have a stand in, and they're laying all along the edge of this little wheat plot that we've got planted here. They're pretty big acorns too, and whenever you see these caps, that means that the deer have been eating the acorns. They'll eat the acorn and leave the cap. So there's several down through here. Deer are tearing them up. Guys, this is a scrape that I put a camera over a week ago today, and that same night I put it over it. A buck we call Big D that we're hunting pretty hard this year was on it that night. So we had another shooter buck that's been on this scrape quite a bit too. This is the spot, the only spot we've had a video of him here in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So he's coming in from somewhere close.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the whitetail deer hunting action on today's show. And don't worry, we've got more whitetail hunting action coming up next time right back here on Aaron Outdoors as the early muzzleloader season opens up and we check in on our friend Jed Lawless and see how he's doing. Again, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all of our viewers as well as the fine sponsors who make the show a possibility. Check us out online, aaronoutdoors.com, as well as all of our social media outlets. And we'll see you right back here next time on Aaron Outdoors.